Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country. From the blue-collar professor, he teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host.
The leader in talk radio on the internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-513-6154. That's 1-800-513-6154. Again, 1-800-513-6154. Call now.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Alright folks, this is Rick Robinson with you. I want to tell you about some friends of mine from a company called Security Enforcement Specialists. When I ran my security agency for 12 years, I worked with one of these partners on a daily basis. He's been involved in this agency now, and with his other partner, they do have over 30 years of experience in the private security industry. If you own a business and you need someone to keep you or your customers or residents safe, then I highly recommend contacting Security Enforcement Specialists today. Give them a call at 405-703-1796. Again, that's 405-703-1796. Again, tell them Rick from K98 Talk sent you. Like I said, if you need the help, they are here for you. So make sure that you Go look them up, check them out, and see what they can do.
Wrong way. Welcome to the place. Welcome to
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
It got up to like $68,000. My heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Whoa! Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely. Let's get started again.
Host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
You want to understand why this ninth seat on the Supreme Court is so important. You want to know why those of us that are conservatives will willingly admit that Donald Trump is not a conservative. He's not even close. But for the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court alone, it's worth our vote. And those out there that claim to be staunch rip-rock conservatives, well, we're going to ride on principles this election. We are not giving in. At some point, we have to take a stand. At some point, we got to plant the flag and quit thinking that it's acceptable to hold our nose as we pull the lever. Keep in mind, I'm a Trump or a Cruz guy through and through. Had the sign in my yard. I bought the T-shirt. I advocated for Ted Cruz the best I could while still being impartial in this show. Or impartial, rather. But we lost. And now we have decisions to make that not only impact the next 4 or 8 years of our country, but that impacts our country for generations to come. And I'm talking about the Supreme Court. These justices get lifetime appointments, and they don't go anywhere for 20 or 30 years. And not only do we have Scalia's seat that was vacated by his passing, we have 2, 3, 4 more others that are very possible during the next presidential term. And you want to know why those of us who are able to see things with open eyes, who are able to interpret facts and come up with our own opinion, the free thinkers that look at things objectively and lean on the Bible and lean on the Constitution as our guiding principles. You want to know why we say, no, Donald Trump is not a conservative, but he's getting our vote? It's because of garbage like this out of the Supreme Court today. That is why. Hello, everybody. Welcome to it. As you can tell, I'm a little bit fired up. It is the Monday edition of the program. If you are looking to connect with us, you can do so a few ways. We're on the web, thegavinmitchellshow.com. You are welcome to email me anytime you would like. I do my best to read those and respond to as many as I possibly can. And then we're on Twitter at the GM Show. If you would like to follow us there, we sure would appreciate it. A lot of tongue-in-cheek, a lot of sarcasm on the Twitter. Some people can't catch that, and that's fine. Most people do, and we have a good time with it. But today, the Supreme Court handed down their opinion, and it was on this Texas abortion law. Texas had passed a law back in 2013 that required any and all abortion clinics to operate as certified, quote, ambulatory, easy for me to say, surgical centers. Which meant they would be regulated under the same criteria as standard hospitals. They would have to have the same medical standards. They would have to have the same, it has to be clean. The paperwork has to be processed a certain way. Just a standard hospital, they would have to meet the same requirements, which doesn't seem crazy to me. This this abortion, this murdering of babies is an invasive procedure. You see it all the time on TV. Oh, non-invasive this surgery, non-invasive that surgery. This is invasive. It is. I don't know two ways to say anything about it. It's invasive. And there are risks associated with it. And so asking for these abortion clinics to serve and operate under the same standards as hospital isn't crazy. It seems logical. The law also required that doctors who perform abortions, they have to have admitting privileges to nearby hospitals in case something goes wrong. Now, there were some other issues in this law, but that's moot because those weren't what were being challenged by this conglomerate for all these abortion clinics that got together and sued the state of Texas. The other issues weren't in play. It was these two. And they decided that this claim from the left that abortion is a woman's health care issue. That's the stance the left takes. That's the argument they make. It's women's health that's on the line here. Well, if that's true, all you liberals out there, then why is it ridiculous for us to say, hey, you have to operate at the standards that traditional hospitals with surgical centers operate? Why is that crazy? And why is it crazy to say a doctor who murders a baby has to have admitting privileges to a hospital if something goes wrong? What if it's a woman's health care issue? Why is that even up for debate? Why is this even a question? This seems common sense to me. You hear the left all the time, common sense this, common sense that. This seems common sense to me. Now, those on the left will say, well, the fact of the matter is, and here's what really matters. Okay, this is what it was about. If these laws were enforced in the state of Texas, it would close all but about 10 abortion clinics because they don't operate at these standards. Because it's not about women's health care. They don't have the same standards as far as sterilization and process and so on and so forth as ambulatory surgical centers. And their doctors don't have admitting privileges because what they do is in my mind, their skill set is equivalent to the local butcher. So they haven't gone out and gotten admitting privileges at a hospital because that would mean they were a real doctor. That means they would have to actually issue health care, not just chop up fetuses. So it makes its way to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court ruled 5-3. And Kennedy is the swing vote. He's always the swing vote. And he was the swing vote here to keep this from being a deadlocked Supreme Court, to keep it from being a tie. It's unbelievable to me. Justice Beyer wrote, "We agree with the district court that the surgical center requirement, like the admitting privileges requirement, provides few, if any, health benefits for women." What? But poses a substantial obstacle to women seeking abortions and constitutes an undue burden on their constitutional right to do so. And this is where I'm going to vent. This is where we got to roll it all the way back to Roe versus Wade. At what point did hooking up a vacuum to a woman's body and flipping the switch to terminate the pregnancy, to kill the child, at what point did that become a constitutional right? It's not listed in the Constitution that you have a right to kill people. It's not in the Constitution to say you have a right as long as a person hasn't been born yet, as long as they're still in the womb. You can hack them up if you want to. How is that I can't even speak today. How is that an unalienable truth? How is that a God-given right? How is that somehow tied to the pursuit of freedom and liberty and happiness and life? Right? Remember that? This whole country is founded on the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life is the first one. How is this a constitutional right? I'm flabbergasted over this. It makes zero sense to me. Now, Hillary Clinton obviously chimes in. Well, because that's who she is. This is a great victory for women, but there's still work to be done. The fight isn't over. The next president has to protect women's health. How is this a health issue? Somebody please explain it to me. How is this a health issue? Women won't be punished for exercising their basic rights. Again, how is it a basic right? I'm so confused on this. It makes zero sense to me. Because the truth of the matter is, when you pull back the curtain for the left, this has nothing to do with women and their right to abort babies, to kill babies. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with cash flow. Let me lay out my argument for you. We know for a fact that Hillary Clinton has received crazy sums of money to the Clinton Foundation from countries like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, so on and so forth, Islamic states that suppress women, that subordinate women, that say if a woman is raped or in any other situation, it takes 2 women to equal one man's testimony. You have to have 3 women to override a man's testimony. They're not allowed to go to school or work without their husband's permission because they're supposed to submit. But she will gladly take money and do favors for countries that do that to women. But she's going to tell us she's an advocate for women and their rights. Moreover, Hillary Clinton has received ungodly amounts of money from Planned Parenthood. The same Planned Parenthood that claims it cannot keep its doors open without government funding. And what they do is provide for women's health care. But when you look at the financial breakdown of what they do, the vast majority of their revenue comes from abortions. The same company that is under scrutiny, and in the public opinion, if you have researched this and you've looked at it, to me, it's more probable than not at this point that they sold fetus parts for research. This is a body part mill. This is a black market for body parts. And it's that company that just writes checks to Hillary Clinton with 2 commas in it many times. The same company that can't survive without government funding donates to political campaigns. We've talked about it here on the Gavin Mitchell Show plenty of times. Plenty of times. And so it would be funny if she wasn't dangerous. But she is the nominee for one of the major parties in this country to eventually and potentially lead the free world if Donald Trump is not successful. That's why she's dangerous. That's why this isn't funny. Greg Abbott weighed in. The decision erodes states' lawmaking authority to safeguard the health and safety of women and subjects more innocent lives to being lost. Texas' goal is to protect innocent life while ensuring the highest health and safety standards for women. To me, it meets that goal exactly. Exactly. I'm so baffled by this. Now, Alito wrote in his dissent, when we decide cases on particularly controversial issues, we should take special care to apply settled procedure rules in a neutral manner. The court has not done that here. He also referenced the Kermit Gosnell case in which an abortion doctor in Pennsylvania, do you remember this? He was convicted of murder because 3 infants, they were born alive, and he killed them. Alito said the Texas law was designed to prevent similarly shoddy medical practices from remaining open, right? There's 2 requirements. One, it has to meet the standards of a surgical hospital. 2, the doctor has to have admitting privileges to a hospital close by. That is trying to raise the standard for what's going on here. Thomas quoted Scalia. Anytime you get Scalia involved, it's a good time. Thomas wrote, the decision exemplifies the court's troubling tendency to bend the rules when any effort to limit abortion or even to speak in opposition to abortion is at issue. That is a strong criticism, but it seems accurate, right? It seems incredibly accurate. I'm baffled by this, and I step back and I look at it, and we can talk abortion if we want. I have my argument. In fact, there is a great conservative talk show host here in Dallas. I count him as a friend. I count him as a mentor. I love his work. But the comment was made today on his show. Well, I support abortion in situations of incest and rape. And you'll see a lot of people on the right take that stance. And that's fine. That's between you and God, right? That's not for me to get involved. Excuse me. I'm going to argue that there is no acceptable situation for abortion, because if there is a situation in which it's okay, you're for abortion. Make no mistake about it. You are. You just have to have the right situations around it for it to be okay. You're for abortion. And so, in my mind, I'm not God. I don't get to pick and choose when murdering a baby's okay. I don't get to make those decisions. I believe that my God's not going to put more on me than I can handle. I believe that all life is precious, no matter how it was conceived, whether it was willingly or not. God's not going to put more on that mother than she can bear. And at the end of the day, each and every life is precious. We do not know which lives are going to change the world. That baby that's being sucked out by a vacuum right now in some abortion clinic could have been the one who had the answer to cure cancer. Could have been the one who was the one to negotiate peace over in Israel. You just never know what these lives are capable of. You just don't know. And I just find it fascinating that by every definition, objective definition of life, every single one you can come up with, as long as you don't have the hidden motivation of trying to support abortion, if you come up with any objective definition of life, an unborn baby is alive. At 20 weeks, an unborn baby can feel pain. There are heartbeats. There are fingers and toes. You begin to recognize faith. It's alive. That baby is alive. But for whatever reason, the left seems to think this is health care. It's not health care. It's murder. And the sad fact is that the majority of people, the vast majority of people getting abortion, is because they don't want to stand up and face the consequences for their actions head on. They don't want to be accountable. They don't want to look in the mirror and say, well, you know what? I did that, and we all know what that is, to conceive. I've got to face the consequences. No, that would be unacceptable. Right? Because it's not in your plan. It's not the way you decided you wanted your life to go. But yet, you were willing to embark on the action. You were willing to partake. But you're not willing to face the consequences. This is the only situation I can think of, and I've thought long and hard, in which it is perfectly acceptable to not face the consequences for your actions. It is perfectly acceptable to not stand accountable. And the price is incredibly high. The price is a life. Life is supposed to be valuable. Life is supposed to be dear. In fact, in this country, those states that have the death penalty, it's the only way you can get the death penalty is to kill somebody under certain situations for it to be a capital punishment. It's the only way. Killing somebody is the only act that brings a consequence of death in this country. Not always, but if ever death is the result of a jury trial, it is because capital murder has taken place. Taking a life is that serious to us, but only if it meets certain requirements. Only if it's quote born. I find it fascinating. This makes no sense to me at all. At what point did this become a constitutional right? I know at what point. I just don't understand the logic behind it. I don't understand how we got from point A to point B there. I don't understand how anybody sitting there objectively can follow along that path and say, that makes sense. It makes no sense at all. And I just find it incredibly frustrating that somehow the tide has turned in this country. The majority of people are adamantly against abortion, with the exception of a few circumstances. And I'm telling you, you're either for abortion or you're not. I'm sorry. I know Ted Cruz got a lot of heat about this, but you're either for abortion or you're not. But the vast majority of people are against it under situations in which it's birth control. How can we allow a victory for women? Hillary Clinton says women won't be punished for exercising their basic rights. I'm blown away. I'm blown away. This isn't the only place that what has happened is surprising to me. The other one makes a little more sense. We're going to Colorado next. Hang tight.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chairs and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40, and anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-525-8479 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-525-8479 to take your call now. Call 1-800-525-8479. That's 1-800-525-8479. Again, 1-800-525-8479.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity, lifetime lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or truck to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
So up in Colorado Springs, Colorado, there are various bus stop benches, and you see them, whether you ride the bus or you drive by. You see these benches at the bus stop, and oftentimes there's advertisements on the back of them. It could be some quick lube where you can get your oil changed. It could be about the newspaper or an upcoming event, whatever. There's advertisements all over them all day, every day. And I'll be honest with you, I very rarely pay attention to them, if you want me to be honest. Well, in Colorado Springs, there are about 20 bus stop benches that say real big, Jesus is Lord. And it's paid for, it's an advertisement, it's paid for by the Charis Christian Center. And the head of the Charis Christian Center is Lawson Purdue. He is the pastor. And he has been buying these ads on this bus stop bench, these 20 bus stop benches, for 3 years or so is what it says. Well, it appears that somebody called in and complained. And so the city said that the agency was reviewing its advertising policy as it relates to the First Amendment's Establishment Clause. And so they're kicking it around. They're thinking about here in a few days when the ad contract for Purdue for these 20 benches expires. They're thinking about not letting him renew. And this whole idea comes into yet another clash of First Amendment rights, whether it's the Establishment Clause or the Free Exercise Clause. The Establishment Clause says the government can't establish an official religion. It doesn't say it can't partake. It doesn't say it can't. It just says it can't establish an official religion. And the Supreme Court has taken that over time and went to strict scrutiny, which means there is this hard wall up between religion and government, and they can't intertwine at all. And then there are some lower levels of scrutiny, and the court kind of moseys back and forth between the levels of scrutiny. The other piece is that the government cannot censor speech based on content. It just cannot. Let me unpack that for you. If a local school is willing to rent out its gymnasium for different community meetings, say the Boy Scouts want to use the gym for their meeting. Okay, fine. Nobody's going to complain about that, right? But if they do not allow the local Wiccan group to rent it out because of what they would say and what they're about, that's illegal. Right? I don't like Wiccans. They're weird, right? But you cannot censor based on content. That's the key here. And so you translate that to these bus benches, right? Here's a church saying, hey, we're advertising. What is a good Christian church all about? They're all about Jesus. They better be, or they're not a good Christian church. So this is nothing more than an advertisement. But if they censor this based on content, leaning on the establishment clause, I don't know what the outcome is. It seems backward to me because there's absolutely nothing keeping the local atheists from getting bus stop benches and putting whatever they want on there. There's nothing stopping these people from doing it. The problem here isn't the bus stop benches. The problem here isn't an advertisement. The problem is, as it always is in these situations, one jackwagon decided to call and stir up trouble. This bench isn't bothering that person. They're not offended so deeply that they went home and cried. They just want to stir up trouble. Here's what I have to say to that person that called. If you don't like it, outbid the church for that contract. Pay a little more and put whatever you want to on there as long as it's not obscene. And that seems really simple to me. But this is there's a bigger underlying issue here. And it's the same reason why the left won't acknowledge we're at war with ISIS. We're too politically correct. Because Jesus' name is plastered on the back of this bench, gasps happen in Colorado. We can't have that. Oh my gosh, no. We absolutely can't have that. We got to call and complain. Somebody file a lawsuit. We talked about this guy down in South Texas who's brought so many frivolous lawsuits to fight the Christian church down there that the judge finally said, don't come back ever for any reason, and worked it into the plea deal. Worked it into the opinion. So what if you don't believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God? So what? That's between you and God. That's between you and God. What do you care if his name is plastered on the back of a bench? What does it matter to you? It's not like these letters are jumping out and chasing you down the street. Let it be. The great thing about America is everybody has a right to be wrong. And if you think we're wrong, let us be wrong. Moreover, nobody is stopping you from renting this bus bench that is literally a small billboard that you can advertise whatever you want to on there. Put whatever you want. It's just people trying to stir up trouble. It's what the left does, creating victims. The city of Colorado Springs are a bunch of victims because they have to look at Jesus' name in 20 different places throughout the city. It's baffling to me. Whether it's convincing somebody, including the high court, that killing a baby is a constitutional right, or saying these letters on a billboard offend me when I have every right to buy another billboard and put whatever I want to on it. The left just never seems to disappoint, do they? They never seem to disappoint. Well, George Will is moving that direction. Let's talk about him next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe 10 grand or more in credit card bills, and you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe 10 grand or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the Tax Doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the Tax Doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
So George Will has taken his ball and he is going home. But first, if you are looking for the show, you can find us each and every weekday, 5 p.m. Central on ConservativeRadioNetwork.com. We are on K98 Talk, the 405 Media, Sackheads Radio Media, and High Plains Radio as well. I think there's a couple others. I'm getting with Ron to make sure that list is right and tight and good so I'm not misleading you. But thank you to all the guys who carry the show. It means the world to us that we can be a part of your offering, that for whatever reason you feel we're good enough to be included in your list, and it is a great honor to us. If you are looking for the show on demand, you can find it iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play, among other places. And then each and every Saturday night, 8 p.m. Central, News and Information 570 KLIF in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you are outside the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can find it on ConservativeRadioNetwork.com, the405media.com, and KLIF.com. So the opportunity to stream it outside the Dallas-Fort Worth area is there. And I encourage you, tune in, be a part of the program. It's the one time a week where you can pick up the phone, you can give us a call. we can have a conversation on the air, and that's exactly why we do it. So George Will, if you're not familiar with George Will has been around the block. He has been a journalist. He has been a contributor to many, many people. I had the opportunity to meet George Will January 2003. So what, over 13 years now? My gosh, time flies. But I had the opportunity to meet him. Super nice guy, super polite guy, and incredibly smart. Right? He's one of those guys that he's real passive. He doesn't have to say much. You just know this guy's smarter than I am. You know in your heart of hearts, this guy has whatever it is working between his ears. Now, with that said, he's not always right. He's still a human. And I disagreed a lot with what George Will has said over the years, but for the most part, I admire the guy. I think he's solid. Well, he told a group of lawyers of the Conservative Federalist Society Friday at a luncheon that he was taking his ball and he was going home. He was no longer interested in playing with the Republicans. And in fact, he changed his party affiliation quite a while ago from Republican to independent. Well, why? Why did he become an unaffiliated voter? He knows the damage that Hillary Clinton would do. But he is that anti-Trump. He blasted Trump in April as the most anti-conservative presidential nominee in the party's history. And he's out. He called the Trump supporters, this is in the Breitbart article, collaborationist, terms that originated to describe those who helped the Nazis. He went so far as to say those who support Trump should be ineligible to participate in the party's reconstruction. What George Will doesn't understand is that it is the guys like him and the guys that he wants. He wants a traditional Republican candidate. That's what he wants. It is those guys and what they have done. That's the very reason Trump is who he is right now. That's the very reason that he has become the party nominee, because people have shunned this idea. And this idea of party reconstruction, he's 100% right. The party's done, at least as we knew it. Now, whether it's rebuilt or not, I don't know. But this leaves me scratching my head, because George Will's a smart guy. I've said it a million times. Donald Trump is not a conservative. He's not even close. But my gosh, when you look at the other side, that's an absolute no. And George Will agrees. He absolutely agrees with this, saying that Hillary, well, he claimed that free speech has never been in the history of our republic more comprehensively, aggressively, and dangerously threatened than it is now. That is true. He also warned that Hillary Clinton, and this is why I brought it up, said that one of the four most important things she wants to do in the world is in the First Amendment as we know it. So if that's true, if that's what George Will believes, why would you jump ship now? I don't understand. He's too smart for this. If there's not some type of coup going on that I'm unaware of, and keep in mind, I don't rub elbows with the Washington elite. I'm down here in Texas doing what Texans do, working hard, playing hard. So I don't know if there's a coup in the works or not. But if there's not, to just jump ship to what is equivalent to throwing a fit, I don't understand it. He understands he's influential. He's not Rush Limbaugh influential. He's not Mark Levin influential, but people do lean on George Will. People trust George Will. I don't know if George Will said something that I would take it as gospel, but it would definitely get the wheels turning. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. It makes no sense. But the problem is there are a lot of people doing this. There are a lot of people that know for a fact what Hillary Clinton is. But yet they're jumping ship. They refuse to unite to beat Hillary. And I can't wrap my mind around it. It's not like George Will has been out there screaming from the onset that, oh, well, Ted Cruz lost. I wanted Ted Cruz. I got to take it. It's not that nonsense. He just said, I'm out of here. I don't like him. You tell me.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
You hear the headlines. You know health insurance is a real mess right now. Premiums have skyrocketed, and in most cases, you're stuck with your plan until open enrollment. But there's a government rule that allows you to qualify for lower health insurance rates if your life has changed. That means if you've changed jobs, if you're having a child, if you're getting married, if you're getting divorced, even if you run a small business or you're self-employed, this law may qualify you to get lower health insurance rates. Call the Health Insurance Hotline today. Learn how this 10-minute call can help you get lower health insurance rates. This is a free service to help consumers learn the laws to help them qualify for lower health insurance rates. So call right now to learn more. 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501.
Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Find new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309, 800-398-8309, 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com, and there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
It's so stupid, it's funny. There's no two ways about it. The University of North Carolina has released a post titled Career Corner, Understanding Microaggression on their website. And we all know microaggression, what the left has deemed as this term, as taking a shot without directly taking a shot. And they've listed the microaggression and the message you're really saying. And this, this is fascinating to me. These people believe this is accurate. They believe that this is the proper way to approach life. Microaggression number 1. Quote, when I look at you, I don't see color. Seems perfectly good to me, doesn't it? What they're saying that the message really is that you're minimizing or denying a person's color, racial, ethnic experiences. What? Are you serious? They have one listed under the gender category. Quote, I love your shoes, when said to a woman in leadership during a Q&A after a speech. I hear that all the time. Isn't that, no offense, women, but isn't that what women do? I love your shoes. Oh, I love your hair. Is that a new dress? So on and so forth. While guys are like, hey, how about that game? That's just how they socialize. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's microaggression. It is absolutely unacceptable because the message you're really sending says, I notice how you look and dress more than I value your intellectual contributions. How you look is really important. What? Unbelievable. There's so many. Addressing trans people with incorrect gender pronouns, calling them by former names, inquiring about their real identity, asking them to explain their gender identity, or denying or failing to acknowledge their pronouns, name, or identity. Guilty as charged. The true message is, as a trans person, you are inferior and less authentic than cisgender people. I don't know what that means. Having an office dress code that applies to men and women differently. What? I've never seen one where it says men have to have a skirt this long. Assumes that your staff fits into one of two gender categories. Can also be a violation of anti-discrimination policy. Here's probably the best one on here. Unit celebrations, academic calendars, and encouraged vacations are organized around major religious observance. Right? We have this all the time. Christmas break, Easter. Those are you get days off for that, right? Well, that's microaggression. It's absolutely unacceptable. It further centers the Christian faith and minimizes non-Christian spiritual rituals and observances. Okay. I don't know any LGBTQ people. That's a fact. If you say that, that's a fact. Facts aren't racist. Facts aren't microaggression, but it's a fact. The microaggression message is you have to openly declare your gender identity and sexual orientation for me to care about LGBTQ issues. This is what's wrong with our universities. That somebody thought that this was a great idea. Somebody said, oh, well, we can interpret all this any way we want. And what is going on? If you say, please stand and be recognized, that's microaggression. It assumes that everyone is able in this way and ignores the diversity of ability in the space. Here's a great one. Where are you from? Oh, that's microaggression. Don't say that. You are not American and do not belong to this community. This is real. The University of North Carolina is not it's not a slouch academic institution. But for whatever reason, this was worth money and time and effort to put this together. And I'm laughing. I'm glad I ran across this article because this made my day. If you say, I think we should have our staff retreat at the country club. Let's plan a round of golf. Well, that's microaggression because it assumes the employees have the financial resources to a fairly expensive and inaccessible sport. So you can't ask people to play golf anymore. That's against the rules too. I have seen it all. This does it. I don't know what to say to that, but that's real. That is, if you send your kid to college, that's what you get these days. You get exposure to that crap. My gosh. Political correctness and sensitivity, hypersensitivity. You remember when a man was a man and a woman was a woman and you thought for yourself? Who cares? Those days are gone. In the words of the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, on the days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, well, I have really good days. I hope you have a great day. For Ron Phillips, I am Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings Productions. We'll see you tomorrow.